Timi, I want to take you back before Derby, before moving to England. Just growing up in Slovenia as a footballer, what was it like for you, and obviously trying to establish yourself in the game and trying to make a career for yourself in football?
Yeah, my start with football goes way back. I started proper training when I was about 6. As I said in previous interviews, we made a team out of local boys in the village, and at the age of 6 we started playing together, and then went to like different tournaments with different teams, like bigger teams in the country, and we had some brilliant results. Even went like Austria, Croatia, other countries, and see how we did. And it was a great team, great memories. At that time it was just more about fun, and it was more like family time, because all the parents would go with us to the tournaments and just spend like 4 or 5 hours playing football, and it was great fun. And when I was about 10, we just decided that it's time for the next big step, and I went to a bigger local team. The first team they played in the 2nd division, they're in the 1st division now, so it was the closest bigger team in the country, and I went there, and I've been there until I came to Derby, and it's been a great couple of years there as well. They have a great facilities, especially for Slovenia standard, some great coaches, and it went quickly from under 16s to under 18s, and then first team in Slovenian team, and then over the winter, I think it was 2015, everything about Derby happened so quickly, and by the end of that season I ended up here.
How did it come about?
Well, I was speaking with my agent, and I had like a physical coach for the preparation in Slovenia, and we said, if you really want to be a professional footballer, it's time to go out at this stage, because it's just the facilities are better for the young player to develop. And we made a plan. I was training very hard every day, and like I said, in the winter, the agent came to me and he said, I've got a couple of teams that they would give you a trial, give you a shot. And I was planning to go to a few teams, and the Derby was the first one that I came. And I was planned to be here 1 week, but I couldn't get any games in, so they said stay for the second one, and they invited my dad to come over, so I wasn't alone for too long. And after that they just said, would you like to stay here, do you like it? And facilities were great, everyone like took me in very well, and I think that at that point I knew I want to stay here for as long as they're going to give me in the contract. And yeah, they offered me a deal, and I didn't think twice. With the family, they were all happy for me. I just signed, and it's been a great first season for me here. Now the second one is on half of it, and there's been some brilliant stuff around.
I mean, just in terms of Derby County, what did you know prior to moving? When you heard the name Derby County, what you sort of thinking?
I'm going to be honest, I didn't know much. Derby County names sound familiar because they played Premier League before, and when I played like FIFA, and you know, the Derby County, they are good English football team. I knew the logo, I would recognize that. And when I heard I'm going to be coming here, I just did my research. I've seen a couple of big players from the history, like Stimak, he's from Croatia, and that's close to me. So after that, I knew a bit about Derby. First thing was Will Hughes. He was the main star when I came on the trial, and if you just Google Derby County, he would come on. So yeah, that was it really.
So obviously you've got your move over to Derby sorted. You've moved over to England. What's the toughest thing that you found? Obviously as a young kid it's pretty difficult moving away from home for the first time.
Yeah, I would just say missing the family, not seeing them every day. It gets easier with all the technologies like FaceTime, but it's just not the same. And I didn't really have many problems other than that. I mean, language, I knew how to speak English before, it's even better now. I didn't have any problem with the accommodation and food and everything, because the family where I stayed was brilliant. I really enjoyed my year there. So that was it. Maybe schoolwork. It was a lot easier when I was in Slovenia. You get the explanation from the teachers, and now it's more like self-learning. So it's just different, but not much harder.
In terms of your first year at Derby as well, an absolute whirlwind, I guess, is the only way we can describe it.
It's mad. Yeah, it was a mad year, and I'm really proud of it. And hopefully it's going to be many more years like that, because everything went so quickly, from playing with 23s to training with the first team, traveling with them, made my debut, new contract and everything. So yeah, it was a lot of things. A lot of things were going on, and I'm just happy about it, and just need to keep working and pushing now with a new gaffer in. So there's loads of opportunities in the next part of the season.
Absolutely. I mean, just touching on, you mentioned your debut there, so let's just touch on that. So obviously you've come from joining Derby, Scholar of the Year, new contract, and for your first team debut, I mean, you was due to play with the under-23s at Everton. Your family had come over, and they had to stay a couple of extra days to see you actually end up making your first team debut.
The first team game was one day after the 23s, so my family was here, and luckily they were able to see the game, and I made a debut, and it was a pretty wild game. Went into extra time and penalties, and it's just a great memory, and I'm really happy that my parents were there with me, and I think it means to them even a little bit more than to me, because I played. So you don't have a special feeling about it, but you just think like it's another game. It's a debut, yes, but it's a game. It's football. You do that every day. So my parents were very proud and very happy about that.
I mean, just looking back on it yourself, completely surreal moment.
Yeah. I was surprised how calm I was when I had to take the penalty. I was thinking about before it, but I didn't thought I'm gonna have to take it because I was the 6th player. So we only have 5 first takers who's going to take the penalty, and it's normally finished after that, but it went twice around, so it's a great memory, and hopefully many more to come, and I'm just happy that I scored both. So I didn't disappoint the fans and the manager who put the trust in me. I was kind of like a little hero that day, so it was a great day.
I mean, just looking back on everything, so as we mentioned there, just the new contract, Scholar of the Year, the first team debut, could it have gone any better for you? It's
hard to even think about anything being better. Maybe just to score a goal against Liverpool or something, that will make it even better, but as it is, it's perfect, and I'm really happy with it, and just need to keep going that momentum.
Yeah, and I mean, just looking at it now, obviously you're working with Steve McLaren, as we know, a fantastic coach on the training field. I mean, what's he like to work with from your perspective?
I like his training sessions. I like his way of thinking about the game, and just about how the midfielders have to work together. And with every manager, you have to take the best bits and just improve your game. And he's got a lot to offer. I mean, every time I'm down there with them, I'm really enjoying it and just try to learn and improve my game. And yeah, I'm happy that he came back, because he was here when I got here on a trial and when they signed me. So hopefully I'm going to be back with them more and more in the future.
At the beginning of this interview, you spoke about football as being something that's fun. Playing over Slovenia, just setting up with the village boys and just playing football. How is it different now? Obviously, if a few years down the line, obviously you're playing for Derby now. How different? Is there a different feeling for it for you? How do you deal with football nowadays?
It's just more professional. There's a lot of stuff going around it about nutrition, gym and everything. So you have to dedicate yourself more. But when you're out there playing football, it's just the same old fun, because that's why you do it. It's something you enjoy doing it. But yeah, it's still fun when you play. It's just more professional, and dedication, that's the big word, I would say.
And final question from me. What's the future hold for Timi Max Elsnik, obviously looking ahead?
Hopefully the big long career and successful one in the Premier League, which is the top league in the world for me. And hopefully promotion with Derby there, and just be the regular player there, and that will be it. Maybe qualify for the World Cup with Slovenia, which doesn't happen so often because we're a small country, but every now and then we do. So hopefully that will be the top of it.